David Kerr and you are watching Shalom World News. Here's your latest news headlines from around the globe. A young Spanish priest who was ordained to the sacred priesthood only 7 months ago has died in hospital following an explosion in central Madrid. 36-year-old Father Ruben Perez Ayala was one of 4 people killed by the blast, which took place last Wednesday at the Virgen de la Paloma parish near Puerta de Toledo in the centre of the Spanish capital. Father Ayala was subsequently taken to hospital but succumbed to his injuries early the following day. May he rest in peace. His brother Pablo, who is also a priest, administered the last rites. The explosion took place while boilers were being repaired in the parish building. Pope Francis has publicly prayed for the repose of the soul of a homeless man who died from the cold while sleeping outdoors near St. Peter's Square last week. The 46-year-old Nigerian man, known only as Edwin, was found dead on Wednesday morning. May he rest in peace. During his Sunday Angelus address, Pope Francis asked those watching to pray for Edwin, whom he described as someone who felt ignored and abandoned by everyone. He also noted that several other homeless people have died in Rome recently in what he described as tragic circumstances. The Holy Father recalled how in the 6th century, Pope St. Gregory the Great declined to offer Holy Mass one day after witnessing the death of a beggar, as it had seemed to him like another Good Friday. The state of South Carolina in the United States has taken a major step towards banning abortion from the moment an infant heartbeat can be detected in the womb. That's just one of the measures contained within proposed legislation that met with the approval of the South Carolina Senate's Medical Affairs Committee on Monday. The bill also mandates that mothers view their unborn child via an ultrasound scan or listen to his or her heartbeat prior to opting for or against abortion. It also promotes adoption and fostering as alternatives to abortion. The legislation will now be considered by the full Senate this week. If the bill becomes law, however, it's expected to meet legal challenge from pro-abortion groups, which could see the pro-life proposals heading to the courts for adjudication. Meanwhile, a bill requiring appropriate medical care for babies who survive attempted abortions has become law in the state of Kentucky. The so-called Born Alive legislation was passed by the Kentucky legislature on January the 9th. It was then sent to the state's Democratic governor, Andy Beshear, for either veto or signature. As it happens, he opted to do neither, and so according to the standing orders in such matters, the bill automatically became law on January the 22nd. That, as it happens, was also the 48th anniversary of the US Supreme Court's decision to legalise abortion across the United States. A group of pro-abortion protesters were detained by police after disrupting Holy Mass in the Ohioan capital of Columbus. About 8 protesters stormed into St. Joseph's Cathedral in downtown Columbus on Friday evening. Inside were around 200 people prayerfully participating in Holy Mass to mourn that 48th anniversary of the legalisation of abortion across the US. The principal celebrant of the Mass was Bishop Robert Brennan of Columbus. The protesters shouted pro-abortion slogans and waved placards before being removed by police. In a statement following the incident, Bishop Brennan thanked all those who attended the Mass for remaining respectful and prayerful throughout, suggesting that their response embodied, quote, the joy, hope and mercy that marks our pro-life witness. He also apologised to those families who were present with children. Despite COVID restrictions, almost 2,000 people turned out for San Francisco's Walk for Life West Coast on Sunday. The event began with Holy Mass offered by the city's Archbishop, the Most Reverend Salvatore Corleone, at St. Mary of the Assumption Cathedral. There he told those present that they were gathered to affirm the inherent dignity of all human life. He also labelled the pro-abortion lobby as both unethical and unscientific. Following Holy Mass, the attendees made their way to the city's Civic Centre Plaza, where they were addressed by the Walk for Life chaplain, Father Joseph Fessio, and the Baptist pastor Clonard Childress, the founder of the pro-life campaign blackgenocide.org. The pro-lifers then walked through the San Franciscan streets to the city's Embarcadero Plaza. Organisers noted that for the first time in the walk's 17-year history, there was no public opposition from pro-abortion campaigners. Finally, the French geneticist who discovered the cause of Down syndrome has moved one step closer to sainthood. On January the 21st, Pope Francis recognised the heroic virtues of the French physician Jérôme Lejeune, who died in 1994 at the age of 67. Heroic virtue is one of the requirements for beatification. A verified miracle attributed to the candidate's intercession is also usually required before someone is then declared blessed. In the meantime, Dr. Lejeune can be referred to as the Venerable Jérôme Lejeune. It was in 1958 that Dr. Lejeune deduced that Down syndrome was caused by an extra copy of chromosome 21. He then dedicated the rest of his life to researching treatments to improve the lives of people with Down syndrome. as well as defending their dignity at all stages of life. He firmly opposed the use of prenatal testing to screen out unborn children with Down syndrome and other chromosomal abnormalities by using abortion. In 1994, just a few months before his death, Jérôme Lejeune was appointed by Pope St. John Paul II as the first president of the Pontifical Academy for Life. St. John Paul made a personal pilgrimage to Venerable Jérôme's grave near Paris 3 years later, while upon a visit to France for World Youth Day. Well, that's all for now. Do join me next time for some more news headlines from around the globe. Until then, may God bless you. Shalom.